Good morning. Thank you, Cleo, for joining our webinar. Today, we are going to talk about one of the guides we have, and it's the Trigger Slack workflows from Coda. I will briefly explain why this guide is different from others, and I'm going to show some aspects, especially from about Coda. It's when Coda it starts to becoming really powerful, and well, yeah, I have. Let me share this link in the chat, mm, so you can also access. This is our session agenda, and what I'm going to show here is um, the packs. Packs is something from Coda, which you can create a custom code that integrates with third-party services or something custom for your need. And the webhooks is something interesting. The first guide I explored webhooks concept was this one, which use make webhooks. Webhooks is basically an endpoint that you can trigger and send some data, and the platform responsible for the webhook will do something. So it's basically a trigger endpoint. And yeah, and now we have we have this one, make webhook, and it's like webhook. This is something I built where we can we can open the guide we are going to talk. So yeah, this is the guide, and there's instructions here how you get Coda packs, and there's the page here is when we go to here Xteam packs. So these two packs is custom. I create for for our Xteam platform, Xteam doc on Coda, especially because the Slack web on the community yet. Nobody made this before. I think webhooks on Slack is a new thing. And make webhook, it has some other alternatives, but it's pretty much the same code. So both work the same way. And yeah, it's available on Xteam docs already. But in any case, if in your it's added per doc, it's available for Xteam organization, but you have to add in your doc, which you go here in the page and add to doc for free, and then you select which doc you want to include. But let's follow the guide. Before I jump on the guide step by step, there's more things I want to show. It's another two guides we have here about Coda, and this one says about task management, but there's something special about this guide, which is the notification, the Slack notification. The Slack notification is also a pack. It's a there is a link somewhere, maybe Coda Slack pack. Yeah, maybe I should add the link here, but it's something I think it's installed on Xteam organization, and you can also find here on packs, and then you have Slack packs. So every pack you will see templates, tables, buttons, cards, formulas, columns, and everything else that is available on Coda. Sometimes you have a few options, like just buttons or just formulas, but you can also always access from insert and then packs, and you see all the packs there. And I'm showing this because I'm going to do a different alternative way to send notifications on Slack, which doesn't use this. Again, the code packs is something that is built. So sometimes you face a limitation that it doesn't the features available is not enough. So you have to find some different ways to do. And in automation, especially no code automation, with code too, but in automation you have many different ways to do the same thing. So sometimes it's more a preference choice. Sometimes it's this case of when you face a limitation, and so on. The other guide we have of Coda is this one. It's also explain about another pack, which is the Google Calendar pack. It's also very nice and useful. You can again insert packs, and then you have Google Calendar here, and there's templates if you want to learn by examples. You can add tables and events. I like this one. Create event and quick add. So yeah, pretty much you can create events from Coda. So yeah, let's get to the guide. I'll show how we are going to work with Slack notifications and Google Calendar and Slack automation. All right, this is the guide. We are going to start. So the getting started always brings some requirements you need to have, such as Coda packs or authorization to add Coda packs. And yeah, there is like workflows, which we are going to check now. Let me, yeah, show. Can you see the Slack there? So we have this automation page here, and yeah, you see a list. This is a list of workflows I have. Many of them is for experimentations, but we are going to start a new one. You go to build workflow, and the main difference here is we have ways to make actions, make automations in the other platforms like Coda, and the Coda will do everything. We'll send the message, we'll add to the calendar. You can do everything from there, but sometimes you need to do from inside the other application. So the guys I show we was doing integration from Coda to Slack. Now we are going to only hit endpoint the webhook. Basically, we are going to trigger the webhook, and then the automation will be on Slack side. So again, this is a matter of personal preference, or sometimes it's a convention in the team. Sometimes it's a decision based on the limitations and the features each platform automation have. This one is very good. I had to figure out this one because to integrate with Slack, you have to create a Slack app, and with the Slack app, you configure the permissions and so on, and then you can do a lot of things using a Slack app. You can do a lot of things inside Slack, but then you have to have the Slack owner permission, authorization. Everything you change in the app, you have authorization. So sometimes you just want something quicker, and this is something that bypass this authorization step. We are going to create a workflow, and we're going to this from a webhook, and then we can just click continue. It will create a new webhook here. So now we have a link, and we are going to copy the link, right? I click it here, and I have the link there. We can set up variables. The variables is like when we want to send more data, because sometimes the automation is aware of everything. You just need to trigger to start, but sometimes you want to send something more, like a username, a calendar, event, something like this. So yeah, for this example, I'm going to grab some. So the guide again, this is the same for all the guides. The guides is just the door for more possibilities. We are exploring how you get started on something, and from there, the webinar is useful to explain more. But from there, it's really the need, the creativity, but the this is the how you can start. And so far, yeah, I got until here. I create the webhook, and now I'm going to Coda. And now the cool part. I already show how to add a new doc. and there's a way you can include. So yeah, I'm going to talk about more possibilities later. Now let's get some demo here. I put some code of formulas here, and I said this was a no code webinar, and it should be. I think this is very simple to understand, although this is a bit weird, but it's called a formula. It's how it is. So what we need here, these two formulas is for the two bonus examples I'm going to say to show. So this one is is a button that you add in in the table. So it will process the when you click, it will process based on the row data. So you in here, this row means the row the button is right. The this other example, I'm going to show why it doesn't include this row because it's a button outside of the table, and we have a loop here in the table. So it basically it's going to trigger all the buttons. Uh, it's going to not the buttons, but it's going to trigger webhooks for each of the items in the table. And yeah, I'm going to use this one. We have some, if you scroll down, we have some tables here for more participation. But yeah, doesn't worry about don't worry about that. And there's a lot of more resources if down below. I'm going to pick this table for our demo, and let me just check in myself. Here I am. One thing yeah, Coda web hooks skill level. Yeah, let's put 3. That's fine. Doesn't matter. So let's start with adding a new column here, and I can click here, add column, and then I can yeah column type. I will scroll down until packs, and I will find the Slack webhook button, and then I have the button. So this is the pack. Inside the pack, you could have a lot other things, but we just need the button, right? So now we have, yeah, let me add web. Now we have, yeah, let me just bring this, and the function we are going to put here is basically we had this link here and webhook. All right, that's kind of enough for now. We are going to test and see what happens. It's why it's disabled. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it's okay now. All right, so I need to go back here and finish my workflow. And all right, I'm going to what I can do here. Like I said, I could send a message on Slack from Coda to Slack directly, but I'm going to use Slack automation to send a message. In this case, send a message to a person. All right, I will pick myself and then hi. There's no data coming from. I'm not sending anything. So so far, I can only do this and finish. All right, I'm going to publish. Done. And now I'm going to hit the webhook. I should wait, and I got I got a message here. All right. So yeah, it's already working. It's really simple. You just have to create the webhook and add here. And from this point, we can make more stuff. I will show before we proceed with the sending data. I'm going to add a new button here. Button. It you can type like button and add like a regular button, and then this is a different way. I'm not going to stick too much on this part because it will, like I said, I promise that this is a no code webinar. But pretty much you have you click with right click in the button, and then you have on click. You have a bunch of functions you can do already, but you have this F here, which is use formula, and then you can use something like this. But here we're going to um, webinar. I think it's not webinar check-in, webinar check-in, and I have to type this one again. I'm not sure why. And I have the webhook link here. And well, this is we have the concatenate is a function that will merge a string and values from the data, and then I convert to text, and then I parse JSON. It's weird, but what matters is this part here, and we can grab like what we have here. Um, I have current value, and then notes. I wanted to actually, I was looking for the name. Why the name is not there? Name, it's there. Name. So name is let me show what I'm doing here. Name is of column type people, which means it have different displays. You can, for instance, confirm what you can do. Where people, yeah, it's not the display itself, but you have the name, you have emails, you have the handle. Those are values hidden. It's built in code, so you can refer the user by the email, and if it is the same email in Slack, it will recognize it there. So yeah, the time goes too fast in this. Slack webhook button. That's it. So here's our loop. This loop should trigger trigger by every row here. If you want to check in here, Cleo, you should get a message too, I hope. Let me just see if it's working. Yeah, looks like it's working. I got another message here. What? Yeah, this guy. I got another message. And now let's set up some variables, which I'm going to, yeah, member email. From member email, I'm going to add here member email. It should be Slack user ID, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, Slack user email, done. All right, save changes. And now I can, for instance, instead change saying just for me, I will pick the member email. If this doesn't work, it's because it should be the ID, not the email. So let me publish, and then we go back here, and let me click and see what happens. Yeah, I got the message, right? And that's okay. For this one, if I send now, I should not get any message because I haven't added the member email in the to send the data. So I don't think I will get a message here. It should not, at least. Let me just, yeah, it got an error. It's fine. Let me just grab this one. Yeah, I'll pick this one, and I'll. So there's something else. This will, it's a just a regular string. I have to type equal to open the formal panel, and then I can paste the formula. I'm going to make the same I did before. I guess it's correct. And now I'm going to trigger, and I got the message. All right. So this can be much interesting. Like, let's say this guy forgot to join the calendar, and I'm going to add like the example here, calendar event ID, and I'm going to add here. And now I have the webinar table, and is this correct? Webinar. Yeah, it's this webinar, and I need the calendar event link. I guess event link. Yeah, I think it's event link. This is something mm, is not quite right. It's not going to work as I expected because I have to convert. Yeah. So this, sorry, I'm not be able to show what I want to show because we have this field here, which is a type of column type link. But if I have a calendar pack like this one, it will be possible to get the calendar, the event ID. And to invite someone to the calendar, I need this event ID. So because of the time, I will not be able to show this working, but I'm going to send the URL. It's fine. The ID would allow, let me show what I'm talking about. Um, if I go here and I add a button, like continue workflow, let uh, invite me to event. So what this going to do is continue the workflow. So from now I can, for instance, go here, Google Calendar, and add attendee to event. This is very similar to how you get the invitation. So the calendar here, I should be able to get. I think I need to. Let me just close this card. Publish. I need to hit again so it gets the new data. I added. Did I include it here? Yeah, it should be. Yeah, there's something wrong. Let me see if this is correct. Okay. No, what's happened? It should be grabbing the webinar. Uh, webinar and event link. Fine. So let's just check here. I'm going to trigger, and then I should get uh, a button. But this button, I think it's not working yet. And where? Now I had to trigger So now I can access the new date I send with the calendar URL. And yeah, I will not be able to invite directly because I need the calendar ID. For that, I could use the calendar pack, but I can add a link, for instance. Open a link. Well, all right, that's the reason. My fault again. I'm going to add a new variable, which is the calendar URL. Now it should work. And now I will delete this one, while a button, which will be open link. And now I can get calendar URL and save and publish. Done. I'll hit here and I should get a message with a button. And now I can open the button and you see I have the link for the calendar. So this is more a detail of the workflow you choose to do. You can do a lot more here. You can, like I said, if you have the calendar ID, you can add the user directly to the event, and yeah, many things more you can do. So, and then I tried to demonstrate how to send from a button outside a table, and there's this other way, which is a button inside a table, and that's I think that's pretty much it. And because of the time run too fast, I wanted to show something else, but I guess it will be on the next webinar. Uh, it's it's another pack I'm going to show. Let's say these webinar questions here I left. How can I create a new Slack web hook? So this is a question I already answered, but I want to show the power of the Coda packs. This is another pack which is AI inside the Coda. This is awesome. So I have a question here, and I create a prompt like you are automation specialist. We receive questions under webinar contests, etc. And I will send the question, and I should get an answer. So I don't need to answer the question directly. I have the AI doing that for me. This is amazing. I'm preparing a new guide for this one. It should be released today. It's about the Open AI. Yeah, this one, Open AI pack. This is really awesome. But it will be for the next webinar. And I guess that's all. Do you want to share anything, ask anything,
Mm.
any
No,
question?
no, it was really great, and I think it might help us a lot in the events team, like the online events team. That seems like a very useful tool for us. So thank you very much for this.
Cool. Yeah, let me just quickly cover the more possibilities. So it's like I said before. You can use I demonstrate with the formulas. It's the second example here. There's other examples you can do. For instance, using uh, automations. You can use automations. So let's say you have a task table, and when you switch the status, you want to trigger a webhook. So you can use automations to do that automatically. And the other is integrating with Make, which is pretty much the same. You go to insert packs, and instead the Slack webhook, you have the Make webhook. It's pretty much the same behavior, and then you can trigger your Make scenario to do even more awesome stuff. And yeah, that's I think that's all. All right. Thanks a lot for joining, and we see next time. I will stop the recording now.